I feel great. I feel great. I think you know, the orchestra has already been recording for a couple of days, and now I come there and everybody's warmed up, and I'm very, very excited. Especially because I've been preparing for this repertoire for I think a whole year. I mean, I played concerts a lot with Dvořák and Lalo the past year, so I feel like we're ready to go. And of course, you know, a little nervous, which is good. You know, good kind of nervous.
True, first time recording with Johannes, but we performed together many times before, and not only Dvořák and Lalo, but a lot of other stuff, Tchaikovsky, Elgar, and so on. So we know each other very well, and it seems like a harvest of what we prepared before.
Of course, I grew up with this repertoire, you know, from a very early age, because my father is a cellist, so he played all that repertoire when, you know, I was still wearing diapers, you know. So yeah, there is a very strong connection just growing up with this kind of repertoire in our household. But certainly pieces, especially like Dvořák, they are a journey, and you start out with them, you know, in your teens, and then you grow up with them, and they change constantly, and that's, I think, is the sign of a true masterpiece, is that it lets you change in a way that gives you the maximum flexibility also to express yourself in different situations or different circumstances of your life.
You know, Lalo is such a sparkling piece. There's not so much to intellectualize about. You just enjoy it. And when the solo cellist is so good as Johannes, it's really a pure delight. And Dvořák in this constellation with the Prague Philharmonia, you know, what can I say? It's in a way a fulfilled dream, because you have a very powerful man in front who really knows what he wants and has a lot of emotions to offer, technically absolutely most advanced, and an orchestra which really knows that piece so well, and in a way waits for one in front of them to be at least a bit different than all other people who played it before. And that all happens, so I think it's a smooth process and very nice experience.
Well, I expect to make a strong statement with these very, very important pieces of the repertoire. You know, it's up until now I've been focusing on some important pieces of the repertoire, but I also had a lot of unknown pieces in my discography. And now with Pentatone, we're really launching the war horses of the repertoire. And so I expect to make a statement of how I feel today. I know that tomorrow I will feel completely different, which is the nature of recordings, but it's nice to get a chance to do these kind of statements now.
Well, I don't know if I can say I expect it, but I would wish that people who will buy those recordings will really like it as much as we do in the process of making them.
It's nice to have a microphone in front and see the red light go on and have that sort of extra adrenaline. I like making recordings. I think it's a great art form. I think it's very different from playing concerts. I think it's just a different way of making music altogether. But in the end, what counts is that we put all our, you know, emotions, all our technical abilities, all our preparation into this moment and see what comes out. And then, you know, it's a little bit like a birth, I think. You know, you make something, and then a couple of months later you hold it in your hand and you're like, wow, this we made this. You know. So it's I think it's a sort of unbelievable process, but it's beautiful in the end.